Hi Fig Nation, I'm Fig and welcome back to Disney Channel. Or actually, welcome back to my channel and hopefully not welcome back to a The Asylum produced film. Because today we are watching a rip-off, a knockoff film of Finding Nemo. And it's terrible. So without fail, every Pixar film made gets remade and remade, and it's like the generation loss effect, how with every remake of a Disney film and every knockoff, the quality just gets worse and worse. And Finding Nemo is not an anomaly to this because there is so many Finding Nemo knockoffs. And in this video, we're going to be only talking about one, but to name a few others, there's Shark Tale, Izzies Way Home, and Finding Jesus. And yes, Finding Jesus is a real knockoff of Finding Nemo, but it's a bit problematic, so we're not going to speak about it today. Who would have guessed the film called Finding Jesus is a bit problematic? And I've also not heard loads of people talking about Izzies Way Home, so I thought it'd be a great one to talk about today. So that's what we're watching, and oh my god, are we in for a long video today. Metaphorically, this video is probably going to be like 9 minutes. Now, without derailing this video, I want to talk about how I've been in some tough situations recently. To name one, a week ago I was in Brighton and bumped into the creator of this video. So that's fun. Not. But still, out of all my bad life experiences, none as bad as watching Izzies Way Home.
What?
And I'll get into why. It's also saying a lot that watching Izzies Way Home was one of the worst experiences I've ever had because I just traveled 7 hours up the UK to stay in Skegness for a week. If you're from the UK, go ahead, laugh at me. And if you're not from the UK and a bit confused about what Skegness is, say it out loud. Yeah, it sounds like a disease. Alright, laughs over because actually it's not been that bad and I've come up here to see some family. But on the other hand, I'm watching the worst rip-off Disney film ever in Skegness. Anyway, let's get to watching the apparent worst Disney rip-off ever. It's lazy 2020 standard animation, traumatizing voice acting, and hurtful writing. Get ready for this one, everyone! The animated film opens up with us looking down on a series of like islands, I guess, and a yacht. I mean a yacht.
Yacht.
I mean a yacht. A yacht. A yacht. Why is it spelt like that? Stupid fucking word. We then meet the protagonists of the film who are situated in like a fish tank on the yacht. The yacht! Oh, well, I said it anyway. The protagonists that we've just met are waiting for these eggs. Eggs to hatch? Are these eggs? I want to eat them. So this is Harold. Everyone say hello to Harold. Hi, Harold. Hey, hello, Harold. So this fish Harold is this film's Marlin, I suppose. And oh my god, does no one care about Harold at all? He got so badly aired at this part of the film that he started talking to himself.
I think it's time. It's time. What do you think? It's time, right? I think so too. It's time.
Yeah, hi. This is my newborn kid. He's quite shy. He's quite shy. I have a new kid, by the way. They were just born today. So now that the film's off to a roll and it's starting, all the other fish's eggs have hatched and Harold is sat there waiting for his egg to hatch still. Eventually it hatched and we're greeted with Izzy. This movie's Nemo. The other fish, who by the way, have the age range from, I would assume, about 30 to 70, start making fun of the newborn baby because it looks different.
Yeah, what's on her face, damn it?
They were just born today.
Why should we care that he has a kid
Gross.
so much? Why do we like him?
Damn, that kid is ugly.
That kid needs to be thrown out this house onto the streets right fucking now.
And then the old fish, who I wouldn't be surprised if that they drew this painting, throws some shade at the mother of Izzy.
The fry takes after her mother.
Which makes us ponder, where is Izzy's mother? And what happened to her? I want you all to keep in mind that this movie was published in 2020, and that the human behind this fish tank has the same level of production as the face that pops out in Thor: Love and Thunder. And then as soon as that's happened, Harold says, fish-tastic.
Fish-tastic.
I think I would rather take a spork and shovel my eyes out than be called fish-tastic after I was born. That's literally like me giving birth and saying to my newborn baby, damn, this is humazing. I wouldn't say that. Anyway, then old fish says to dad fish that human might not be happy that Izzy's face is different and that they might be thrown out into the ocean because Izzy doesn't meet the social beauty requirements of fish in 2020. And also hints that Izzy's mum might have been thrown out the tank for the same reason. And that Izzy and Harold should pack their bags and leave the fish tank now because Izzy is ugly. If you haven't gathered, Izzy is ugly. That's the whole plot of the film.
When are you leaving?
What?
Harold, old man, let's face the fish facts, shall we? Isabel is...
We're 5 minutes into this movie, and the biggest issue I can find with it is the laziness in animation. How can I see anything other than that? These flying fish look like they were coded in Scratch. The facial expressions aren't expressions. They aren't expressive. They don't move. They go... That's not expressive. And finally, this. The human walks like they're in a Roblox horror game. Apart from that, the other thing that really annoys me about this film is this one fish calling Izzy...
Gross.
Dude, come on, that is gross. Shields for Izzy, who's with me. I am Fig. 12 minutes into the movie, Izzy and her father have broken into an argument after Izzy snuck off to play during the night. And during this argument, the old fish uses his Kaya Your Mama to push Izzy into the human's view, and because she is so ugly, the human takes a net and throws her into the fucking ocean. And now she has faced the same fate as her mother. Now this seems like a completely original plot for a fish movie. I can't think of another fish movie where there is a lost mother and our protagonist gets taken away from their home. Wait a minute, that's like Finding Nemo! But something that isn't in Finding Nemo is that when Izzy and Harold are thrown off the boat, we're met with a volcano under the boat. I don't know how they didn't see this when they like parked the boat there, but yeah, there's a whole ass volcano under your boat. Well, the volcano just erupted and the boat is swept to the bottom of the ocean floor as its outro music is playing. And also caused by the eruption is Izzy and Harold are separated by the eruption. This whole scene is very like distorting because this whole like eruption scene is shot like a Morbius fight scene. The camera work is so hard to track and you just don't know what's going on. So you remember how the boat sank to the bottom of the ocean floor after the volcano erupted, right? Yeah, well the same fish watched the same boat leave 5 minutes later in the film. I don't know anymore, but then we're introduced to Carl, the sea cucumber, who promises to finally reunite Harold with Izzy. And somehow in the midst of a whole eruption, Izzy left a direct trail to her whereabouts from exactly where Carl was.
Carl, I need you to keep doing what you're doing. It appears there's a trail from Isabel, my daughter.
I think we have to decide to not ask any questions because I don't think that's really what the directors of Izzies Way Home were going for. But in fact, something the directors did execute perfectly was the 3D models for this film. I'm sure you and I can both agree that all the models in this film for all the fish are, I mean, you can look at that. No, never mind. What is that? So Izzy is introduced to a group of fish who promise to reunite her and Harold and blah, blah, blah. Even for a knockoff film, the plotline for this movie is just so linear and lifeless. Like, throw in a surprise, anything. Give Izzy like a shotgun and let her unload a round of bullets into that shark's head. Maybe that's just me, but please add that, anything! After 12 minutes, the fish finally leave the cave! Yippee! But something that really confuses me about this scene and kind of the entirety of the movie is that it feels like the directors or whatever role forgot to like include lighting or any sense of space. They just left a huge cave, which I assume was meant to be dark because there's no sunlight reaching it, and Izzy just expresses how she's scared of the dark, which is fair, but doesn't make much sense. And to add to that even more, the lighting hasn't changed throughout the whole movie. At least it hasn't been changed a noticeable amount. And I get less is more, but the fish who have been in the ocean the whole time, not like Izzy who got thrown out of a fish tank, are talking about how they have more space to move around in the ocean. And this is how they move around in the ocean after they realize that the ocean is big.
I had to do it! The space is marvelous!
Girl, you have been in the ocean. What do you mean the ocean's big? You just figured that one out? Now, I hate to sound like I'm pooping on everyone involved with this movie, but I kind of am. Because there's this one point where these giant crabs spawn out the ground like a boss fight, and Carl defends himself with the YouTube Reverb Art MP3 sound effect. Like, I'm certain that's what the editors of this film actually used.
Oh boy.
That's the one I use for my videos. On the other side of things, it's getting real exciting. Izzy and her friends have found a boat, and Izzy has been hooked up by a hook. This actually adds nothing to the story because Izzy instantly passes out, and by passing out, it frees her from the hook. I don't really get the science behind that, but it works, so well done, Izzy. We're over halfway through this movie now, and the urge to put my head through a wall is getting quite large. So I'm gonna sum up what happened in the next 20 minutes of this film in 10 seconds. Go! Izzy and her friends meet two green wrinkly dildos. What the fuck? I know, past Fig, shut up. Two green wrinkly dildos tell Izzy the way through the volcano, and then a dolphin starts attacking them, and they get saved by a British octopus. We then back to the two Chuckle brothers, who are nearer to the volcano than ever before, and they instantly give up finding Izzy and head back. Woo! That's the next 20 minutes of the film summed up in under 10 seconds. But do not worry, my friend. Izzy firms volcanic water and geysers to fly across a whole volcano in the air over the ocean. And on the other side of things, I want to say justice for my boy Carl, because Marlin... Sorry, Harold left Carl in the dark after he was called a freak by a child.
Harold, you come with us.
Or you can come with me.
With you. She wasted so much time belching and burping that now my daughter's gone.
You know, Harry, I really thought we were friends.
Friends, freak.
But don't worry, my mere viewer, because Izzy somehow lands directly above the goat. Sorry, Carl. Directly above Carl. And Carl finally reunites Izzy and Harold. And it just happens that Izzy's mother was also there. And that, my friends, is Izzy's Way Home. So is this movie worth the watch? No, but what do I honestly think of Izzy's Way Home? Well, I'm gonna go take a spork, shovel my eyes out, and put my head through a...
I'm in Skegness, recording a YouTube video. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but I look pretty nice. It's actually not as bad as people say it is. Also, if you ended up watching this whole video, this is for you. Thank you. Subscribe!